everyone, so today's video is going to be an updated daily makeup routine. Now this is a makeup look that I would wear if I was going out somewhere, so if I have a day in London or I'm going to events or going out for lunch with friends or something, like going out shopping and stuff, or on a weekend, this is typically the makeup that I will wear. I'm also going to be filming a makeup tutorial for a more of a natural everyday look, so if I'm like just around the house or just running a few little errands and I don't feel like I want to wear as much makeup, I'm going to be filming one of those too. So this look is quite a full makeup look, quite a lot of makeup pieces in this look, so I'll just get cracking. Okay, so first up I'm going to be using my Bobbi Brown corrector. I use the shade Porcelain Bisque, and this is like one of my absolute all-time favourite products. I didn't use it for like maybe a year. You know when you just forget that you have something, but this is really good if you have dark under eye circles. It just helps to kind of like, it's not a concealer as such, it just helps to kind of correct any dark pigmentation under the eyes, and they do lots of different shades for lots of different skin tones. And I find like applying this is quite a thick consistency, so I find applying this with my fingers is much more beneficial because it helps to kind of like warm the product a little bit more and goes on a little bit more evenly and a bit less cakey. So just recently I've been having real problems with my energy levels. I've been really tired, really drained, and I really feel like you can see it in my face. So I've been really building up the concealer under my eyes to try and mask it a little bit, and one of like my absolute favourite concealers is Amazing Cosmetics Amazing Concealer. Now this is a super heavy duty concealer, it's really thick, but it also has quite a dewy texture to it, so it has a really full coverage, but you don't get kind of like that cakiness that you can get with some heavier concealers. It does go on beautifully, but you only need really the tiniest amount to cover your whole face basically. Next up I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Foundation. I have shade 3, which is also called shade Fair, and this foundation is just unreal. I've been living in it. It's a demi-matte foundation, so it's a really nice in-between of like a dewy foundation and a matte foundation. You don't get either of those like full payoff, so it's not incredibly dewy on the skin and it's not incredibly matte, it's just a really nice in-between. It smells incredibly fresh too, and it just gives such a lovely flawless finish that's not too in your face. I just really love it. Okay, so next up is highlighter, and I have been using the highlighter from Lush. This is just a little sample pot that I got when I went in and basically bought the entire shop. It's a really beautiful highlighter. Again, you only need like a really tiny amount, and I just dab this on with my fingers and apply it to kind of like the cheekbone area and at the top of my brow bone, and just work it in with my fingers, and it just gives such a lovely glistening glow to the skin. Okay, so next up is bronzer, and I've been using the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Light Medium Matte Bronzer. This has been in my makeup bag now for nearly a year, so if you've watched any of my other makeup tutorials then you'll definitely have seen this making an appearance. Being quite light toned in my skin, I find it quite difficult to get a good shade of bronzer for my skin tone, and I just find that this is really light but gives like the right amount of payoff in terms of colour and warmth for my skin tone. So just literally working that into my cheeks, down my nose, on the forehead and underneath my chin. Next up is bronzer, and I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop Blusher Love Glow, which is quite a mouthful, but it's got a multi-tonal blush in there, a slightly pinker shade and then a slightly more richer, warmer shade. So I literally just like swirl my brush around in there, tap off the excess, and then just apply to the apples of my cheeks. And I love this colour. I just think it looks really lovely on the skin, like a natural flush. So next up I'm going to do eyeshadow, and I'm going to start with a base of MAC's Woodwinked. Now I don't know if you can see in there, but it is basically rock bottom in this little beauty because I have been wearing it every single day for God knows how long. So I'm actually using some brushes from Crown Brush, which I've also had for yonks but are lasting me really, really well. So literally just tapping off any of the excess and applying Woodwinked all over the lid. And I love this colour. I don't think I would ever, I'm like quite a stickler for staying with what I know, and I found this shade a couple of years ago and I just haven't ever stopped wearing it because I love it so much. It's just a really lovely, beautiful, goldeny, bronzy colour. I just take that along under the waterline as well. And you know, this is actually the only MAC eyeshadow shade that I own, so if you guys have any recommendations for similar like tones, I do also love like a good like coppery colour on my eyes as well, and then please let me know. Carrying on using Crown brushes, this is from their travel set actually. I'm going to be using Charlotte Tilbury's Dolce Vita palette, using the red colour and the gold colour. So I'm going to be using the reddy tone in the crease of my eye. And this is just such a beautiful coppery red. It's got a little bit of glitter in there, but very, very subtle. But I think it really complements Woodwinked. And then I just blend that all in. Okay, then instead of using like an eyeliner or a liquid liner, I'm using Charlotte Tilbury's Bronze Garnet Colour Chameleon. This is the day wear one for green eyes, but I mean, I've said before, you guys can use this on any eye shade really. I love this. It complements the Woodwinked shade really nicely. And I line underneath the lash line and then very roughly on the top of my eye as well. And then to finish, I will go over the top with Charlotte Tilbury's Dolce Vita again, the gold colour, which is called Pop. Using the same brush but the other side that I used for Woodwinked. And this is the best glitter eyeshadow I think I have ever used. You really don't need very much, and it has, oh, just look at it. Such a beautiful shade and so glittery. I just love it. Now I know it's probably not a very day wear look for your eyes, but I just really love it, and I just think the tones are beautiful, and all together those three shades with the bronze garnet I really love. Okay, so next up I'm going to do my brows before I do my mascara, just because I find that that's like the least messy way to do it. And for my brows I've been using the Bare Minerals Frame and Define Brow Styler. Now this is like a really thin pencil and then a little kind of like eyebrow brush on the end, and I love this. It gives, you can either go one of two ways with it. You can have like super natural fine lined strokes, or you can really fill it in and give it a really bold brow look. And I just love how it individually catches each brow hair. I just think it's really, really beautiful. And then the brush really helps to kind of like bring it all together and give a more natural finish, because the little bit of the crayon pencil can be a little bit harsh in some more sparser areas, and so using the brush on the other end can really help to kind of blend those in a little bit more. And also my eyebrows are quite flat, and I find this is really good for like catching the hairs that are a little bit more at the top of the brow, and it can help me to create like a little bit more of a defined point in the middle. Only very subtly, but it just does that in a way that other brow products I've used before haven't really been able to achieve. And then just brushing them through. So finally for mascara I'm using the Max Factor Voluptuous False Lash Effect. Now I've been in love with the Max Factor Velvet Volume Mascara, and I've been using that for months and months, but I've just run out, and this is a new one that's just come out that I've been like dying to try, so I've been using this for a little while now. which has replaced my Velvet Volume, but I still love it. And I think, like, regardless of whether it is day or night, I always love to have a full lash. I find I've got quite small eyes, but I do have quite long eyelashes, and I find that a mascara really makes my eyes stand out more than anything else. And I just love this brush. It's so thick and it's got a really nice twist in the middle that helps you get like a really lovely curve with your lashes. And then my favourite lipstick since I've had my orange hair is the Illamasqua from their Glamour Nude range, and this one is Starkers. Just a really lovely, like, nudie beigey colour that I really love, and I think complements my skin tone well, but also like isn't too bold for the orange hair. And then the very last thing that I use is the Urban Decay's All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Now, I don't bother using a powder because I just find that this does the job so much better. Just give it a good shake and hold it a good enough distance away from your face, but just spritz it all over. And I find that this keeps my makeup in place all day. I love it, love it, love it. And it also gives like a really nice healthy glow in general. And I don't really need any top-ups throughout the day if I'm wearing this, so that's a must-have for me. And that is it, guys. That is my daily makeup routine that I'm currently wearing a lot at the moment for days out. It is quite a full face of makeup, so it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but you can definitely take elements of this look and incorporate it into a more wearable thing if you think that this is too much makeup for you. But I really love it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If there are any other makeup looks that you'd like to see, then please let me know. And please do give this video the thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye!